Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to talk about how self-care and self-love is so important with a self-love expert, and that pretty much talks about it weekly on Clubhouse and on her own podcast, Happy Being Well, and sells so many self-love products, and is a good friend of mine. And waiting for Tan Talk Radio to log in so we can go live on the air. But I want to introduce Rita Farruggia. Hi, Rita.
Hi.
Thanks for being here today again. And
Yeah,
it's always nice to see you. And hopefully our
yeah,
audio is okay.
good to be here.
I had a pause. I'm trying to figure out where Ed is, but how are you feeling today? Happy Friday.
I'm feeling great. Happy Friday to you. How are you feeling?
Look who's here. We got Jason from India. Hello, my friend.
Hi, Jason.
Yes. He says it's excited to hear Rita speak. Me too. I always love hearing you speak. So we talk about manifestation and believing in yourself and everything like that. And Tan Talk Radio is here though. But it was pretty cool. And Jason, thanks for being here from India. It's amazing you do just kind of wake up and support your friends like that. That's what friends do, right? Yay. You guys can always welcome to leave comments in the live chat and call in.
MOC with Tiffany.
Here we go.
Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hello, and thanks for listening. This is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about self-love and self-care and how self-care practices can lead to things like that. And before I say hi to my guest, I would like to say hi to Ed behind the screen. Hi, Ed.
Happy Friday.
Ed, how are you?
Good. I was last minute doing some work on the computer. So it's up and running.
I'm just always afraid I'm going to miss my radio cue.
Yes, somebody's got their volume up. I can hear a lot of...
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Rita, just turn it down. We can all the way.
Yeah, I keep putting it down.
I think it might be Rita's. I'm not sure.
I know, I keep clicking on to go lower.
Yeah, just as long as the external volume is down. We'll see how that works.
Not the internal?
Right. In other words, your speaker's what's doing it.
So mine has, I use a microphone and my output is the Mac. So it's all the way down. So if you look at settings on the bottom of the screen, Rita, like our settings, just make sure that the output is, so
Nope, it's a lot lower than it was, so we can go with that.
Okay. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. Aaron, nice to see you. And Joe Potosi, always nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us today. Invite your friends to watch the show. Call in with comments or questions. 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. So, Ed, we're going to be talking about self-care and self-love, and with a self-care and self-love expert. And I think we can all use a little more of that, don't you think?
Yep.
Having
Absolutely.
the ability to care for ourselves and put ourselves first a lot more than a lot of people are very, very much people pleasers, and then they make themselves miserable, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because self-care and self-love does not make us selfish. It makes us being able to pour from a full cup rather than an empty cup. And we can give more to others if we fill ourselves.
Right.
So let me introduce my guest. And thanks for being here. And everyone, if you want to call in 866-826-1340. We are live on YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live at MOC with Tiffany, all of the above, MOC with Tiffany or Tiffany Werner, and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. And you can join the live discussion, leave chats, and also call in. And when you do call in, say hi to Ed. So my guest is, like I said, a self-care and self-love expert and the founder of happybeingwell.com, which offers a lot of organic and self-care products to help people release stress and anxiety and live happier lives. And I myself have bought a couple of things from her website. And I'm going to write a testimony about that, but I'll say it on the live show that they were amazing. And we'll talk about that later in the show. But she practices daily self-care activities that help eliminate the noise of the world, stress, anxiety, and rapid thinking. And she does a lot of things just on Clubhouse to help others and on a daily basis. And welcome to Moments of Clarity, Rita Farruggia.
Thanks for having me, Tiffany. Yes, self-love is vital to anything in life. Success, health, if wealth is even one of your aspirations, because if you don't fully, truly love yourself, you're going to self-sabotage. And so, I've personally been there. This is one of the reasons, my motivations for launching happybeingwell.com. I got stuck in like, oh, I love myself, right? But I was more like, it was the ego. Like, oh, I love the way I look, I love the way I talk, I love the way I move. But these are our skill sets that we cultivate, right? Through, well, for me, I was a personal, like, I took speaker training and stuff like this. Like, these are things we learn. So when I finally came to the crashing halt of complete utter burnout due to just allowing people that like narcissistic people into my life. Like, I was with one for 10 years.
Narcissistic.
Yeah,
Just phrase it like that. Every time you say narcs, it confuses me and a little bit because it sounds like an informant for the police.
Yeah. So, well, I'm happy that it's trending in our culture. So, narc is a very familiar term now, to a short form term for narcissist. And
so, what is a narcissist anyway? For those that might not know.
So, I think the term is being used very loosely in our society, right? So, like, oh, so and so is selfish. Oh, so they're a narcissist. Not true. So and so talks bad about people. Oh, they're a narcissist, right? We're doing because I'm happy that there's more awareness around it, but not a lot of people are fully educated as to what is narcissistic personality disorder. Now, I've experienced these types of people, and I'm well versed in it. So, anywho, the point of the matter is,
just for the people that don't know, 1 second, it's one of several types of personality disorder, and it's a mental condition in which people have inflated sense of own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. When Rita talks about narcs, she's relating to narcissistic personality disorder, mainly a lack of empathy towards others and wanting to be center of attention are two of the main keys, but so much more than that. Please go
so
on, Rita.
the point of it is, like, when you're like truly, like, really taking care of yourself, really loving yourself, which involves reparenting yourself, you're not going to fall prey to individuals like that. That's been my experience. In fact, whenever you're in a toxic environment or even around a toxic person who's preying on you, either disguising themselves as a friend to extract resources from you, disguising themselves as a partner, again, to extract resources from you, and that could be any connections, money, knowledge, doing things from, it could be a variety of forms. So, yeah. And so I had to get to my breaking point to really realize, like, wow, I really, like, don't really truly, like, love myself. So I started, really taking the time out to basically date myself, really taking care of myself. And then that's when I really enjoyed, I love taking long baths, using organic products for taking long baths, doing my facials, taking care of my skin and hair. Because I really didn't, I would just do things really quickly, buy whatever products I'd find at the pharmacy. I never really gave myself time to investigate what's really good and stuff like that, and really enjoy time for Rita. And that's when I really started, like, really enjoying, like, taking care of myself and basically parenting myself. And then what happened was, because after another person that was, and you would say a narcissist, same thing. And in the ones I discovered, they were, these people tend to be very charming, typically very good. Like, I was like, it was like a complete reflex. It was like, no, I am not dating you. It's not happening. So you don't even, like, it's a reflex, right? It's like you're not even, like, lured by the bait anymore, right? So
they tend to prey on empathetic people as well. So, like, with a narcissistic personality disorder, an empathetic person would be more quick to make excuses for their behavior. Oh, they're going through something, or they have issues at home, or they were troubled as children, or they're being defensive, or whatever. That would be the empathetic person making up excuses for the narcissistic person. And so when the narcissistic person would be cruel, emotionally, mentally, gaslighting, like pushing buttons to get somebody to get mad, or love bombing, things like that. The empathetic person would say, "Oh, they're having a moment, or they had a bad day at work, or something like that." And so, usually, a narcissistic person um, feeds off an empathetic person, or an empathetic person doesn't see coming. It's a lot of
Yeah, of course. And also too, what happens is these individuals that have narcissistic personality disorder, they're really aware that the individual that they're preying on, most of the time, didn't get positive attention while growing up or positive support. So they do provide that at times. There's a cycle of rewards and punishments. So the victim, everyone always looks at the victim. Why do you stay in that? Why? But the thing is, the victim will hold on to that regardless of those punishments, because they know the rewards are going to be there at some point, and they've never really experienced those rewards that the narcissist is providing to them. So they hold on to that. So what I'm trying to say is, once I gave the rewards to myself, I was no longer enmeshed into these types of toxic relationships. I was able to show rewards to myself, right? Show love to myself, show care to myself. And so then you're no longer a prey to these predators. So that's the point of my story.
well said. And so when you love yourself, you think that like it's basically water off a duck's back. When people try to attack and jab at people, it helps their self-esteem. Where if
Yeah.
hurtful people, such as employers, bosses, people at work, friends, anyone toxic like that, when we take care of ourselves and take some time in self-love, that those kind of things, if a person that is even capable of even having traits of narcissism come at us, it bounces off more quickly because we're not broken. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when you truly love yourself, when you're able to provide that energy to yourself, right, as opposed to, oh, I need that external validation or that love and admiration from the coworkers or the boss or whatever it is, like outside in your outside world, then you're basically, you're setting yourself up to be weak and prey, right? So you need to, like when I was in the workforce, working in corporate, these types of mental manipulation games happened a lot. Typically, the primary motivation for management to do these is to increase productivity by inspiring like fierce competition amongst coworkers. So anyways, and that just and then of course it, creates a very toxic workplace amongst the coworkers due to fear of losing their job or being demoted and such. So what I would always do is after I would complete, a project, I would always tell myself that was really, I would talk to myself like that was really, I'm proud of myself. Like that was, really well researched. And, we implemented it and it created great results. Like I've never really, would like rely on that external. I would always like, be my own type of, I don't know, I guess you could say coach. I'd be my own coach. And so, and it just makes you more stronger and not falling, you're not an emotional mess, meaning no one can just constantly kind of push your emotional buttons and you just kind of react like a puppet. So yeah, so, and also too, when I get home, it's very important to release stress. I'm a big fan of essential oils. I love meditating. And of course, when I was working in corporate, it was very difficult sometimes to get into meditative state due to the stress of work and being really tired. And I know that sounds like a paradox, like you're too tired to meditate and you're not doing anything to meditate. Well, it does require mental concentration. So for me, my quick hack for that, because when I get home from a very busy, stressful day of work, the body is so tense and you're just like, it was very difficult. Like your nervous system is just, tensed up. And so I would go and take a hot bath. I would light, I love sage. I would light my sage incense, light my candles, the bath bombs, the bath oils, the bath salts. And I would just soak, and then I would do my affirmations in the water. So immediately when you go into the warm water, it immediately relaxes your nervous system. And that is really a quick hijack into getting into that meditative state and saying your affirmations. So that was just one way
that would be part of self-care. I want to get into more of that after our break. But before I do take the break, I want to tell the audience, you guys, Rita's an amazing entrepreneur and really knows the corporate world as well as how to build a company and how to make it happen and how to protect the company and what to watch out for and all that. And that's not what today's show is about. But when she's talking about self-care and relaxing at the end of a hard day, she's talking about the end of a hard day. And we can get into whatever you want to read at that point, but it's time for our first break. And I have many questions talking about self-care and how and tools and reasons for it. And we'll be back in a moment when we have to take our first break. And please stay tuned. We'll be back with Moments Clarity after this.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Join DID Discovering Hope for their 6th annual trauma conference, where Dr. Colin A. Ross will speak. He is internationally renowned clinician, researcher, author, and lecturer in the field of trauma-related disorders. CEs will be offered. Conference occurs 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Friday, October 22nd and Saturday the 23rd. Network, learn, and grow. Get an exhibitor table to share your organization or nonprofit. Learn more at diddiscoveringhope.org. That is diddiscoveringhope.org.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
If you're a show host, gamer, live streamer, podcast host, or radio show host that would like your message to get out and reach up to 30 platforms, then there's an affordable way to do that. It's called Restream. Restream makes it easy to broadcast professional live videos from your browser to multiple social platforms at once. Start your live show with guests, brand it with logos and overlays, and create an interactive experience for your audience. Learn more at Restream.io and mention Moments of Clarity for special offers.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hi, and thanks for listening. If you are just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor and your host. And so, anyway, we were talking. I'm trying to get the volume fixed better. Ed, can you hear me? Anyway, so what we're talking about is doing self-care and how self-care practices can help you really improve how you receive the world and how other people receive you and how it can protect your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And I wanted to welcome back a self-care expert, Rita Farruggia.
Hi, Tiffany. Yes, self-care is so vital to feeling good about yourself, just feeling good in general too. And as we know, and studies have shown too, that when you're in a good mood, you make better decisions. You're more creative, right? And when you're in a depressed mode or in a state of anger, you don't have that flexible thinking. You're not making good decisions, and it's you don't have as much energy either. So this is why I say it, like self-love and self-care, it really truly translates into your just performance as well, like your productivity as well, in whatever work capacity that you're operating in. And also your family too, raising your children. Sometimes when you're holding up a lot of stress, you tend to take it out on your loved ones. So that kind of, affects the quality of your relationships as well. So it's so vital to do activities, utilizing essential oils. I love it. I find them so magical. It's not only magical to smell them, because it does influence your mood just by the scent of the smell. Also just applying them, on your skin, trying to relieve a headache, apply some lavender on your head, your forehead, your temples, your scalp. Of course, you mix it in with the carrier oil like jojoba oil. And I love meditating. And I do use tools like smelling sage to amplify my meditation. And sometimes I hold crystals too to help amplify my meditation. Sometimes I need those tools sometimes, like I mentioned, because sometimes it just depends on my state. If I'm holding a lot of anxiety due to what's going on that particular week or day, those tools kind of help you to refocus. And and also too, my ritual for my facial care, because I love taking care of my skin, is also a part of, I take that moment to do my affirmations because we only have so much time in a day. So when I apply like organic facial clay masks to my face, the fact that my facial clay masks are 100% organic, it's like really soothing. It feels very soothing when you apply it on your skin. So it relaxes your nervous system. So it's the perfect time for me to say my affirmation. One of my favorite ones is in every day in every way I'm getting better, right? So it's a universal affirmation I like to use. It always applies. Typically I adjust my affirmations for what is going on in my life throughout the week, but that one seems to always be a universal one that will always apply to any day. And it's so powerful because it really truly reminds you and resets yourself to what's truly important. And just saying things out loud is very magical.
Like how so?
Because we are basically reprogramming our minds with what we're saying. Like we're literally, you know what I mean? Like, because if we don't do that, if we don't take the time to reprogram our minds, release that stress, release that noise that we're picking up from society through social media, through the TV, through, and they're build whatever people around us, right? Either you're not aware of it or not, you are ingesting those messages on an unconscious level. And, I'm sure we all have experienced this, that, even when you go to a restaurant and you're in a restaurant, you're having a conversation with a friend, and unconsciously you're hearing all the other conversations unconsciously, and you may start to decide to talk about something, but you're not aware of it consciously, but unconsciously is because you heard something and you start talking about it, right? So it's just like, and marketers know
Pretty
this.
funny though. I think women, at least with ADHD, like with I don't know, we can be observant about every conversation around us. At least I can. I don't know. I know it pretty much everyone in my environment in a restaurant is talking about what they're doing. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's a female thing or just
yeah, you're talking about consciously. I'm talking about unconsciously. So every human is recording everything on an unconscious level.
yeah, I'm
So
not doing it on purpose, but just
yeah,
can't help it, I guess.
yeah. So we record everything on the unconscious level. So because if we were to if we were to be aware of it consciously, we would go crazy. If we were to process every little sound and every little thing around us, it would be overwhelming to our nervous system, right? So, like for example, you go into a seminar and you're listening to the speaker talk, and sometimes the actual speakers, the sound system, sometimes it makes a noise like a little shh, and you're so focused on listening to the speaker, you don't even hear that little shh, right? Until the speaker brings it to your conscious awareness, and you're like, oh, I do hear that shh, because you're so focused on the speaker, you don't hear that shh. So just a quick little example that we don't process 100% of the stimuli around us on a conscious level. It's only due to what we're focusing on that we will be consciously aware of what we hear and see, right?
It's so funny. Like when a smoke detector is starting to lose its battery and you kind of hear the ding, the beep every like it starts to kind of alarm you, a beep every 5 minutes or so, and you stop, like you start to kind of get used to it and stop noticing it until someone's like, "What is that dinging?" And then you start to realize it's there, or other things like that. Is that kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're focusing on. If that beep is happening and you're just too focused on the conversation until someone brings it to your awareness. Yeah.
It's kind of like, did you notice that such and such? And it's like, no, I noticed. Now that you can't stop looking at it, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So how do we stop ourselves from doing that?
doing what?
Like where we're paying attention to other subconscious things that are cluttering our attention.
We're not paying attention to the subconscious things. That's the problem.
That's what I mean. That's the question. How do we become aware of what our subconscious is cluttering or distracting our attention? I'm asking the way you are perceiving it, but I think it's coming out the wrong way. How do we
well,
get stopped when the subconscious is doing that? Is it through awareness to be
yeah.
more
So the only
attentive?
time, the only time you want to bring something to your conscious awareness is it depends on if the information that is being stored in your subconscious is interfering with your patterns of behavior on a conscious level that is sabotaging your relationships, your work life, right? In other areas of your life, that's the only time that you want to pay attention to what is going on subconsciously, that you're not aware of consciously, right? And these typically are, little past traumas that we've experienced, whether they be in childhood or adolescence, that taught us that we're not worthy enough or we're not worthy of that positive attention, just due to the conversations that were taking place when you're growing up. And then we just store that. And therefore, we tend to focus on things that create chaos, or because you're in a state of confusion, right? So this is why practices like meditation, which do tap into your unconscious, you are living in a place of, the subconscious, unconscious realm when you're in a meditation, because you're in a trance-like state, and giving commands to your unconscious mind, like, what is it that I need to release? What is it that I need to focus on? Helps tap into your unconscious mind to reveal truth. And so these practices basically are practices of, calming your nervous system down and getting to a relaxed state and tapping into your unconsciousness through, these tools of essential oils, aromatherapy, like sage and essential oils as well. And, yoga as well, all help strengthen your concentration and all help tap into that, unconsciousness to achieve clarity,
Yeah. Okay, so you have this website, happybeingwell.com, that sells all these products that you're talking about that are helpful for self-care, like yoga pants and aromatherapy and sage and creams and lotions and facial products and all of these things. And that is a great website, and I encourage all of you guys to look into it, happybeingwell.com. It's got so much more than we are just saying on it that can actually um, give you the supplies and the products that Rita's talking about, and affordably as well. And it's shipped to your house within 2 days in a nice package and everything as well. There's also some tools from what Rita's saying too, because there's some people that are like, I can't stand meditating, because I'm one of them, where it's hard for me to sit there within my own head and be quiet because um, being with, like I said, anxiety and hyperactivity, ADHD can run in my family. ADHD is the inability to sit still and just not think, because my mind wanders, and I and with anxiety and that kind of stuff, I need noise. I like music, for instance. I like listening to my vinyl records. The candles always work. The bath, everything has helped. We had a Dr. Beth Frades on. She's a Harvard physiatrist, and physiatrist is um, a doctor of lifestyle medicine, and they say sleep is so important to our self care. Getting sleep at the same time every day, and um, even though it sounds impossible, who goes to sleep at the exact same time every day, wakes up if you're an adult? It's really hard to do. We try to get our children to do that, but it's really hard to do. But she says exactly that: the lower ambiance, the lighting, candles, aromatherapy, get off of your electronics like an hour or two before bedtime, because the blue screen from the phone, the laptop, the television depletes the natural melatonin in our brain, and it makes it hard to sleep. So a lot of people take melatonin at the end of the day, especially since we're doing a lot of telehealth and virtual things and working from home because of COVID and the pandemic and everything, that a lot of people are depleting their natural melatonin in their brain. And it's something that we have to be aware of. One of the things I've bought off Rita's website is elderberry syrup, and it's natural to. Like one of the most highest antioxidant things that you can naturally take holistically, and it has. You take a couple of teaspoons, put it in your coffee or in your tea and that kind of stuff, and then they don't taste bad. It doesn't taste bad. It's just a little syrup, and it supports your immune system. I haven't been sick in a while, and I used to have allergies and get colds and stuff like that. It's another thing, and a cream that actually takes away cellulite, and still working on that. but, but the cream is really great. Anyway, but what you're saying, Rita, also is that like these things, self care, also sleep, to try to get to sleep at a decent hour. I need to practice more what I preach here. And also, that um, at the end of the day, taking a hot bath and getting right into our cold sheets, it drops the core body temperature and helps us get a good night's sleep and sleep throughout the day, throughout the night. And so these things are very important for our own mental health awareness, our mental health well-being, and physical health as well. And so not only with self-care to build our self-esteem and our self-confidence, but we have to take care of our mind, body, and spirit too, and put ourselves first. And it's okay to pamper ourselves. And so happybeingwell.com has some things to pamper yourself. We have a caller waiting on the line, but it's time for our second break. So hopefully they stay on the line. And and we're going to go to our break, and we'll be back in just a moment with Rita, you being well, and Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. Please stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician-songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hi, and welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name's Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. Today, we're talking with my guest about self-love, self-care, how to take more responsibility to love ourselves, and why it's so important. And also, as with the founder of happybeingwell.com, welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Rita Farruggia.
Thanks for having me on the show again, Tiffany.
We were before we went to break, we have a caller. We have caller Joe. Hi, Joe. Thanks for being here. Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Thank you for taking my call. You today. Appreciate you. I had to take my car to the shop from grounding, so I had to step away for a couple of minutes. Maybe you guys discussed this. But this whole thing about love, growing up, I didn't experience love like a normal kid should experience. And as a result, I didn't love myself for a long time. Low self-esteem, low self-worth. But when I discovered that, this is speaking from my own experience. I would practice self-love, things that would help me, working out, meditating, things of that nature. But I think we all can agree it takes discipline and commitment to continue along this path. I mean, like anything else, we need to stick to a routine, and regardless of what other people are doing, because we know this routine works. But for me, in the business of life, and during this season of COVID, this last year and a half, sometimes we kind of get, at least for me, I got complacent. I kind of got away from my routine. And before long, I was back in a little bit of a rut, right? So what would you say to people that, maybe have this routine for self-care and self-love, and they kind of have fallen down, or they've kind of given up on it, because it does take commitment and discipline, and it does take effort to an extent. What do you say to those people that need kind of like a pep talk or a little motivation? What can you say to us?
What I would say is, discipline is like the most foundational skill to reach any type of success in life. It's in your job, your business, even with your children, if you're raising children, because you need to stay consistent with, with what you're teaching them, right? If they're doing X, Y, and Z, you just stay consistent with teaching them that X, Y, and Z is wrong and why it's wrong, and stay consistent with the, punishments, the consequences of practicing X, Y, and Z, whether they're going to be grounded or whatever it is, or their allowance is going to be taken away or whatever it is. That requires discipline, because as a parent, it's so much easier because you love your children, to kind of not do that, right? Because you love your children. It's like, pat their back and maybe they'll listen to me next time. Well, they're kids, and you need to have a firm ground. That requires emotional discipline to have a firm ground with your children and stay on course and be consistent with what you're trying to, values and lessons you're trying to instill in them to be, responsible, functional adults. Same thing goes with if you're in a job, you need to have the discipline to get up on time and show up at the same time, and, know what your priorities are, have that work ethic to see a task through, have discipline to know when your coworkers are trying to invade your space and chit chat with you when you only have so much time. Like, all these things involve discipline. So if you're trying to improve discipline skills, even if especially if you're just a stay-at-home mom and you're not in the workplace, doing these things like, committing.
The stay-at-home moms work hard, not just the stay-at-home mom, but if you are a stay-at-home mom, but not in the workplace.
If you commit to a regular meditation practice, yoga practice, skincare, routine practice, you're actually developing discipline skills by committing to it and performing it on a daily basis. And I find for me, actually, when I run my clubhouse room, I talk about, the importance of, performing these activities in terms of our health, our focus, our clarity. It resets me. It reminds me, like, yes, this is why I do these things, right? Because I'm running a company, I'm running a startup company. So it's so easy to just totally immerse myself in the world of work and get caught up. I could work 24/7 really. And it's really easy to do that. But I pull myself back. No. I need to practice some self-care to reset, release stress, refuel myself with positive energy so I can make better decisions and pay attention to what the priorities are, so I can be laser focused on what I need to totally put most of my energy into, and then shriek off the things that are not basically in the work world performing an ROI, right? So if you're not doing that, you could totally self-sabotage yourself. So that's what I would say to those people, is that actually performing self-care is increasing your discipline skills.
Okay, thank you so much. That's great stuff. And Tiffany, thank you for getting the stigma on mental health. You guys have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Joe and Rita. That was great advice. And definitely, self-care is just improving ourselves and and we all need to, or else we become weak and fragile in all areas. So thanks for calling in, and I hope you have a blessed Friday and a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And um, I hope we've answered your question and have a
Yes,
wonderful
very good. Thank you. Thanks
day.
again.
See you. Anyone that wants to call in or leave a comment, you can 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340. And so I'm not trying to promote this, but for the listeners, this either Clubhouse is this app where you can log in and network with people that host rooms and of various things, and Rita hosts a room about self-love and self-care in this app where you can join. Sometimes it gets toxic in there and you have to take a break. So I logged out myself personally for a little bit, but not every room in there is nice, but I get a lot of feedback. And Rita, you do it every Thursday at 2, correct? Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah. Well, my room's not toxic, but
No. I'm saying there are, but Rita's room is not.
yeah,
So like, I'm not.
so
What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to promote the app, but I'm trying to promote your room without trying to promote the app. Does that make sense? Where people can actually hear you, because you say you run a room on Clubhouse, but a lot of people don't know what Clubhouse is. So I would love for them to come hear you on Clubhouse, but heads up, not every room on Clubhouse is like Rita's. So that's what I was trying to say.
yeah. So the room is Mind Shift for Life Shift. That's the club room. So if you just punch in, if you go search bar, Mind Shift for Life Shift, under the club search functionality, the room runs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And Rita and her other co-hosts do an amazing job of really being supportive to everyone that comes in and tries to listen, not tries to, and listens, but you can also speak and get advice and get motivated to love yourself. So I try
Yeah.
to listen in even when I'm working and things like that, because you always gain something out of listening to Rita's week. So like even like today. And so happybeingwell.com is your website, and I encourage all of you guys just check it out. It is very impressive in my opinion.
Also, you were talking about sleep. Happybeingwell.com has a lot of natural organic sleep remedies too to help go to sleep. We even have like an oral spray that tastes like, fruit. That's all organic ingredients, plant-based ingredients. So.
Oh, I haven't seen that. So, okay. So the only thing bad about her website is that it's hard to not purchase a lot while you're there, because you'll find a bunch of stuff. And like, wait a minute, I want that, or I haven't checked out this, or any of that kind of stuff. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
And
about self-care. So anything you could think of, sleep, facial care, aromatherapy, it's all products are there for literally self-care.
cream to take away cellulite, air diffusers, all essential oils, things for your immune system, to yoga pants, fancy clothing, and then don't some of the proceeds support a charity as well?
Yeah, so I donate the yoga leggings to women's shelters.
Which is amazing. And so like she helps other women in shelters and that are not only struggling but supporting women that are in need. So happybeingwell.com does a lot of positive things that we can't even talk about in just 1 hour. I encourage you guys to just check it out yourself and see what I'm talking about. I don't promote anything that I don't really strongly believe in, and have purchased myself, and I'm not kidding. And man, the elderberry syrup, I like it a lot. We were saying it was joking. I'm like, so Rita, are these nursing home berries? They're elders or elderly, but they are. I don't know. They are probably the most.
And they help you with
You
your
explain what they are. I don't even know how to explain it, because I just try follow your lead. I ask, and you tell me what to do.
They helped you with your allergies. You were saying you don't need to take your allergy medication anymore. They help clear up your allergies. Yeah.
I think those was seasonal, but I think the allergy medication that I was taking was making it worse, like causing me to cough and phlegm in it's not pollen time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, not only that, but you know, I know it's the pandemic, but we still have common cold still. We still have everything else, not just COVID, but we have everything else the same as in addition to, and people tend to forget that. You cough and everybody thinks it's COVID. We still can catch the common cold. It's flu season, we're hitting winter, not, winter. Can't cold weather. It's time to wrap up, Rita. Thank you so much for being on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and for your wisdom and for your time. And it's time to wrap up. So thank you so much. It's happybeingwell.com. And everyone else listening, thank you for listening, for supporting us, for being here. Change can only come when we stand together. And yourself, a stranger, you never know what they're going through. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, everyone. And have a blessed weekend. Take care.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity.